This is Beyond the Headlines segment, and today we want to bring to you the update on COVID-19 and monkeypox. If you remember, we've been, with regards to COVID, it's been on and off, on and off, on and off. Today the numbers are going up. Tomorrow it seems to be dropping. It seems some people are getting hospitalized. Tomorrow there's no recorded cases. And then we heard of monkeypox, which also came, had similar symptoms, transmission, let me put it like that, with symptoms as well. But today we need to give you the update. So Dr. Adepa is right here with us this morning to help us with that conversation. And later, we will activate the phone lines for you to also speak about the SIM card re-registration exercise. Now, there are some complaints that have come up with regards to this. Some have said they've registered their SIM cards, yet they got blocked. Others also are saying that they don't even have the Ghana card to re-register their SIM cards. Now, the NCA is saying they are not to be blamed for those who have registered their SIM cards but unfortunately have been blocked. The telcos should be blamed. Now, also over the weekend, we had Kwame A+ and his party sue the NCA with regards to the blockage of the SIM card, where some telcos decided to unblock the SIM cards. We'll get to know more about all of that. I wish I could call Kwame A+, but hopefully I'll try to get him into the studio tomorrow for us to have this conversation. So let's start off with our conversation with regards to COVID-19 and monkeypox. Good morning, Dr. Adepa.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's good to see you once again, I must say.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to see you too.
Now let's talk about the COVID-19 case. We'll start with that before we go into the monkeypox conversation. Now, we know that since 2020, COVID-19 has been here. It looks like it's here to stay, but fortunately, we can be able to control it a little bit. As of now, what are the numbers that we are recording?
Well, I'm glad to report that the active case is currently at less than 100.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, in the country. But usually, since we are getting into the season of the flu, which usually peaks during the winter season, Ghana, during the Harmattan period, into the months of January to February thereabout. These are the periods we need to, be careful because the returnees will be coming, and there are places out there in the United States, in the UK, and elsewhere that are still recording high, levels of the COVID. And coming into the country, we need to, beef up our surveillance at the ports of entry so that we do not record surges in these periods.
Now, talking about that, with regards to the people coming, are we recording any new variants as of now?
No, it's still the Omicron that is the most predominant at this time. And thankfully, all the variants of the Omicron are presenting with upper respiratory symptoms. So it's milder than the Delta and the earlier variants.
Can we then say that the Delta has been completely washed away and it's just the Omicron that's in the system?
No, I'll not say it's been completely dealt with. All the other variants are still available, but Omicron is now the predominant one that usually when you do the viral isolations, you get to see them. The gene sequencing normally reveals the Omicron.
Is this something that we as citizens, we are doing right, hence the droppage in numbers?
I'll say that the COVID-19 disease is under control in the country generally, and that is because of the public health systems we have put in place regarding the infection prevention and control protocols that we have put in place, the sanitizing. Even though these have gone down, you can realize that this has had a great impact even on other infectious diseases, especially like cholera. We're in the rainy season, and cholera outbreaks have been down generally because we have taken seriously to the hand washing and hand sanitizing.
Right. So with regards to this, because we're doing the hand sanitizing, the hand washing, the numbers are dropping.
Yeah.
And our hospitals are not recording any severe cases.
No, otherwise you in the media would have been the first to pick it up.
No deaths?
No deaths. No deaths as far back as 2021 that we recorded the last death. We have not recorded any. We need to continue doing what we have been doing. We need to keep the distance. We need to still, beef up, especially getting towards the December and the Christmas festivities. We need to beef up the infection prevention and control protocols. We need to bring back the Veronica buckets advantage points. We need to keep the social distancing. If necessary, we need to be in the mask.
The mask seems to be off completely, but the numbers are dropping.
Well, not completely. We in the hospital setting, because we know that those are the places that people meet daily and can have interactions. We have advised the schools also to keep up the mask. So since students are resuming, you realize that the last time they resumed, we had a little spike. Yes. So we're still advising that put a pack of masks into the package of the child when he's going back to school. Right. Especially those of them that are in the boarding houses.
Okay. Now let's talk about monkeypox. The last time you came, I think we had recorded about 100 and something cases.
No, we had traced about 198 cases. Right. At the time I came, we had recorded less than 30 cases. But now we are inching close to about a 50. The case count, both recovered and currently in the system, will cumulatively amount to about 50. And still, Greater Accra is the leading, place that the monkeypox is.
Now, for those who don't know much about the monkeypox, can we tell them the difference between the monkeypox and the COVID-19 case?
Yes, they belong to different families altogether. The COVID-19 is a coronavirus. Monkeypox is a pox virus. Actually, it is a cousin to the smallpox and also another cousin to the cowpox. They belong to the same family. There is a striking similarity to the untrained eye of monkeypox and chickenpox, but they are very different, because of the appearance of the lesions. Right. So what we advise people to look out for in monkeypox is the swelling of the lymph nodes, which normally does not appear in chickenpox. So when somebody, you notice somebody having the lesions on the hand, which looks like chickenpox, but is also complaining of a lymph node swelling, that is an indication of the monkeypox, and you need to advise the person to seek early treatment in the hospital. Talking
about the lymph nodes, I know the last time you came, you did show us where our lymph nodes are located. Yes. Can you please show those who are now watching where it's located?
Well, if you can point to this part, submandibular, here, you notice that there is some sort of swelling. Right. It likes a small mass that is here that it moves. So when there is an infection,
grows bigger.
Yes, it grows bigger. It's very painful. There's some here as well, the submental one. There are lymph nodes around our groins, which when normally you hit your ankle or your ankle becomes inflamed, you hit an ankle against a stone, for instance, or the ankle becomes wounded, with time, you realize that when that place is infected, there's a very sharp pain in your groin, and the lymph node around those areas gets swollen. So those are the places, and because the monkeypox, can infect these lymph nodes, they get swollen and are very painful.
Right. Now, do we have some behind the ear as well?
Yes, there are lymph nodes behind your ears and all that. But the places that you can easily recognize, you know, in the case of the monkeypox, the lymph node can be swollen such that if it were not the lesions, you might mistake the swelling lymph nodes for mumps.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's so true. Okay. Now, talking about that, so now we know the difference between the COVID-19 and the monkeypox.
Yes.
You were saying the numbers have increased to 50 with regards to treated and non-treated cases.
Yes.
What are we doing wrong?
No, it's not that we are doing anything. It's not that we are doing anything wrong. We are picking the cases because our surveillance system is on point.
Okay.
I must congratulate the Ghana Health Service for the vigilance in all the centers. And in the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, for instance, we have put in place a rapid response team. And the duty of this team is to, you know, take samples when we see it, or when we suspect. We take samples just in case it might be the monkeypox or any of the viral hemorrhagic fevers. What we haven't talked about is that we have recorded some viral hemorrhagic fevers in addition to the monkeypox. So these are diseases that are re-emerging, infectious diseases that are re-emerging and have caused the WHO to declare them as public health infections of international concern, or public health emergencies of international concern, which means that we need an international collaboration to be able to nip them in the bud. Otherwise, if you say it because it is in one country, I am not going to be concerned, by the time you realize it has crossed borders.
That's very true. And that's how COVID spread.
Exactly.
I remember when COVID came into the system and it was in China. We felt, oh, China is too
we felt
far.
it was not going to come here.
It will never get to Ghana. Unfortunately, you know, some lives have been lost in Ghana because we did not take very good care of ourselves, and that's very unfortunate. So now, with regards to the number of cases that you've picked up, does it mean that we are not recording any deaths?
We have recorded one death so far, and that's good news. So we are still within the 3%. You know, so in the monkeypox, we have the Congo strain and the West African strain. And the ones we are seeing this time is the West African strain, which has a lower mortality, case fatality rate of about 3%. The Congo strain has about 10% thereabout.
Okay.
And so I will say that we are still within the, you know, 3% case fatality rate. So far, most of the cases we have picked up because of the surveillance system. And like I was talking about the rapid response teams that have been deployed or set up in, you know, the various institutions to be ready, you know, to prepare the various departments to be ready to, you know, take care of your own case, at least do some management efforts before you refer to the higher facilities if need be. So these are the, you know, teams that are available. We in the Greater Accra Regional Hospital go around and train the staffs of the various wards just to be extra vigilant as well. And once you pick the case, yours is to just inform the public health team, who will take up the rest of the surveillance. They will take up the sample taking, they will take up the follow-ups, they will take up the, you know, the follow-up and the case management.
Is the vaccine out yet?
There's no vaccine specific for monkeypox. The vaccine that is available is the Vaccinia vaccine, which was used for the smallpox, and it has some cross immunity for the monkeypox. So that is what is being deployed, especially in the United States of America.
But it's not in Ghana yet?
No.
Okay. All right. When are we expecting it?
Well, we have to still now the cases are still under control. Management is ongoing, and so we hope that we do not get to the point where it becomes, you know, it goes beyond the proportions that we cannot handle. And you know, the groups that have recorded the highest, we say the, like I told you, in Europe and in America, there's a particular group, the LGBTQ group, among whom over 90% of the cases have been found, and therefore those people need, to be vaccinated quickly, so that they do not, keep infecting each other, and those who are bisexual carrying it from the male partner or the female partner and transferring it to the other partner and vice versa. Now, in Ghana, we have not, like I said, we have not concretely picked up, cases. There are a few, but we have not picked up, the percentage is not that, high. If the vaccine should come, then we would have to prioritize, especially the case management teams, the people who work in the laboratories, who are all constantly testing the samples for us and all that. They are, we say they are the vulnerable people who
talking about
must,
the vaccines,
get it first.
Right, talking about the vaccines, COVID-19 vaccine, are people taking it?
Yes, but I will still encourage a lot of people, because, like I said, we are still approaching the winter period and the Harmattan period, where there's a likelihood of a spike. So I will use this medium to appeal to people. As of now, we have deployed about 19 million doses of the vaccine, which means that at least 19 million people have had at least one shot of each of the vaccines that are available on the Ghanaian,
market.
Yes, that's available to the population.
We heard that some of the vaccines were getting expired. Is this true?
Well, you see, the vaccines are not made to last that long. So immediately they are deployed, there is a short shelf life for them. And of course, I mean, once we bring them into the system and people are not, willing to go forward and take it, once it reaches the shelf life, it will expire. Since we started deploying the vaccines, we have had some getting expired and having to discard them. But the onus lies on the government and the Ministry of Health to keep bringing in the vaccines until we are able to get a herd immunity and get over the virus completely. Okay.
Now let's talk about the Marburg virus. It's another thing that came to us all of a sudden. We're wondering where it came from. And its cousin is supposed to be Ebola.
Ebola.
Right. Tell us a bit about the Marburg virus.
Well, Marburg, like I said, the cousin is Ebola. And they belong to the family of the Flaviviridae. And now the presentation is such that, most of the cases that get infected will die. We have had about 4 infections in the country, and 3 of them are dead. So that's about a 75% case fatality rate. The last person has recovered, and the Ghana Health Service will be making a pronouncement to declare this epidemic over within 42 days of not recording any new case. But like I said, surveillance is still ongoing. I mean, everybody who comes with severe malaria-like symptoms these days, on top of our suspicion, is also a high, incidence of
so the
Marburg virus.
The symptoms are like malaria.
Yes, they look the symptoms look very similar. High fever. You might be vomiting. You might, your urine may become cola-like, and just the symptoms that present in severe malaria. And then in the late stages, you might be bleeding from all orifices. And so when we see symptoms like that, we call in the rapid response team to come and take the samples. So far, many of the cases after the 6th August, when the last person who tested positive recovered, we've not had any positive case yet. So we are very confident that within the 42 days, if we do not record any positive case, then our Director General, Dr. Patrick Kumar Boaji, should come forward to declare that we have successfully put the Marburg virus under control.
What's the incubation period for the Marburg virus? Normally,
all these viral hemorrhagic fevers take about 5 to 21 days, from infection to symptoms, right. Showing up. The shortest will be about 5 days when the symptoms show up, and the longest will be about 21 days. Recovery time also may take another 21 days. So generally, we say that the extended time from infection to either survival or death will be within 42 days.
But looking at the Marburg, it's very, very dangerous. And that means that the incubation might be a bit quicker than the others, right?
Exactly. Yes. So the viral hemorrhagic fevers, the incubation period may be shorter depending on your immunity. And what I will advise is that, so now we are in collaboration with all the veterinary services, the Forestry Commission, and even in schools. I was in Central University on Friday to supervise, be the resource person on a talk on monkeypox, and I love the way the students in the various tertiary institutions are taking these things up to educate. It's like to peer review themselves, to keep themselves aware and to disseminate the information into the public. And I must also congratulate Joy Prime for these invitations to, educate the populace about some of these symptoms so that they can come to the hospital as quickly as possible and get help, because if you think it is malaria and you are treating it and it is not resolving, you should begin to think, either Marburg or even yellow fever, because we've also had some outbreaks of yellow fever.
Now, does the Marburg come with the flu as well?
It could present with flu-like symptoms. And yes, so that is when all these contacts with either your saliva, other body fluids, contact with non-intact skin, because the sources are usually from the animals who transmit the bats. And monkeypox, for instance, the rats, the squirrels, and the rest of the other mammals, non-human primates.
And through sex as well? And
through sex, of course.
Okay. Yeah. But the Marburg doesn't come through sex, does it?
It could, because those who recover all these viruses, the virus could be present in semen for at least 1 year. And therefore, as part of the education we give to survivors, is to abstain.
For 1 year?
Well, or have protected sex until the semen sample comes back negative for the virus.
Okay. All right, Dr. Adepa, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. We are very grateful for the updates. Before you go, we want to know, you have any final words for the people?
Well, the final words are, if you see something, say something. I mean, anybody who presents with rashes that look like chicken pox, it may not be chicken pox, it might be monkeypox. Please let the person report to the nearest hospital for proper management and care.
Thank you so much for being here. We are very grateful. But then I just want to know, have you re-registered your SIM card?
But unfortunately, I was blocked. I don't know why. However, I have it's been restored. So for 2 days. So I was wondering why that should happen, because I'm a doctor, and sometimes we do telemedicine. Clients call. I think we should have a better approach to some of these things.
What approach do you think will be best?
Well, I think that there are a lot of people who do not yet have the Ghana card. Those people should be considered, and therefore, more access should be given to them. The NIA should be deployed into the various centers. Just like during election time, we are able to deploy the registration to polling stations. We should do that if we really want a lot of people to get registered in time. then we can begin to give the deadlines. And we should also have a way of knowing the people who have already registered their SIM cards, so that we don't block people en masse. A lot of, for 2 days, I couldn't make a call.
And I'm guessing some lives were lost because of that.
Well, at least not in our case.
But as a doctor, we need you, and so,
yes,
if a doctor can't make a call,
I was very disappointed that happened.
I can only imagine what you are going through as well. Do call us and join the conversation. Let's hear from you. The number will be put on the screen. Please do call. Let's hear. Did you get blocked because you haven't registered your SIM card? And with Dr. Adepa, he has even registered a SIM card. However, he still got blocked. Also, if you might not have a Ghana card and you are getting blocked or you are yet to be blocked, let's hear from you. Over the weekend, Kwame Plus and the People Party, yes, they actually did, it's not a party, it's
the People's Project.
People's Project. They did sue the MCA with regards to this, and it made some telcos drop the blockage. Let's hear from you with regards to that. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.